Good. And we are? Please don't fucking lose your phone in the water, Bob. Hello! What's up? Welcome to Discombobulated. It's a podcast. It's a podcast starring me and mostly me when I have guests. Bobby J. Cox. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I am in Cleveland, Ohio. Ohio. How are you? Are you good? I'm fucking good. You know why? Because I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. What a beautiful, beautiful city. Beautiful. So beautiful you could almost taste it. What would it taste like? Well, I'm by the water, so a little fishy. Tastes like a city that everyone acts like they're the winners, even though I think it's like just like certain teams that might have or have lived here. I don't follow sports. But how about that goddamn ocean behind me? JK, I know it's not. I think it's Lake Erie. I can't check. That's my phone. But we're here in Cleveland, Ohio. Had shows last night. The Market Avenue Wine Bar. Just one. I don't know why I said shows. Probably because we were hanging out at all the bars afterwards. And Bob was putting on just what he do, a Babaloo show. Got to make sure we're recording this. If this doesn't work, and I came all the way out on these rocks and risked my life, my phone, my podcast equipment, my escape route. If someone ran at me right now, I would have nowhere to go. Bobby, why would you think about that? Well, because there is a dog up on this cliff, and I did make eyes with maybe not homeless people, maybe campers, but they didn't have the face of like when rich people camp, you know? Like they're like, we can't wait to do this. They did it like, they're like, oh, I woke up in my bedroom, you know? They could probably actually hear this because it travels faster on water. And right now it's going and whooshing it back. This does make me feel like kind of what is that thing? What is the Calm app? The Calm app. This episode brought to you by Calm. Guest speaker today, Bobby J. Cox. It starts with the ocean. It's like this. Breathe in and out. Let all your worries wash away. And if you get lost, just come back to the sound of my voice. Whoa. Did you see that? I almost lost my freaking glasses in the bay. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home. I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a deer chasing some queer? I do not remember the lines. I don't remember the rest. I couldn't even remember I made it that far. Down by the bay, Bobby is gay, and Bobby won't grow. His wiener won't grow. Even though he pulled on an EO, it stays real small. It stays real gay. But it gets really big when I see men down by the bay, down by. It's not gay if you hug your friend and have a boner if the boner was caused earlier by a female. And I'm not worried about it. I was just wondering for like just categorizing memories. Like, was that a gay memory I had? Or was that a fun memory? Was it a sexual memory and a beautiful moment mixed in two? We may never know. But one thing I do know is that where I'm sitting right now is like at the line. These rocks are like right at the line of the water and the beach. And if you didn't know anything about Clumsy Bob, So it goes farther that way. It goes probably, if this big rock I'm sitting on like this, probably almost 20, that more that way. I was out there and you could hear the water getting gulped underneath. And I was like, yeah, but it'd look cooler if I was farther out. And then my subconscious was like, hey, Bobby, we've been living on this planet for how long? We know we drop stuff. We know we break stuff. Do you really need in Cleveland, while your car that just got fixed after being broke for 2 weeks, when they fixed it, put in a bad part, then try to give it back to you with a bad part, but So then I come to Cleveland. That's happening. So I might not make it out of Cleveland if my car keeps making sounds. That's not good. So that happens. Bob, maybe don't go out on the rocks with all of your expensive, the highest quality of equipment, and take it out there with the most unstable tripod I've ever had. I found this tripod in an old box I had, and you're like, oh, maybe I should be useful and do some old things I haven't done in a long time and use things that I said I would save and use it. So I get that, and I set it here. And if a swift wind comes, that will fall, but it'll fall to me or this way or that way. Blocked, Bob blocked. This way it can't. There's kind of a ledge. Ow. But back there, I almost set it up with this tripod is basically doing a handstand and shaking the whole time. It's like, and it might fall over. I was going to go out there and have my phone possibly fall and get glugged underneath the rocks. I would never have been able to get to it in time. It would have been fucked. I would not have known where the store was because my phone is right there. My new car, that's also kind of broke, doesn't have a Garmin, so I could just be like, take me to Phone City, or wherever they take you when you fuck up your phone, Or where you take yourself the phones alongside you. What do we freaking do before phones? But yeah, so I didn't want to set up my podcast equipment out there and lose all of that and have my car get fucked. Because you know what? That doesn't sound like a good day. That's it. It's as simple as that. Could life be so simple? We're finding out. In Cleveland, Ohio. I got some good Cleveland stories for you guys. Some good ones. Yeah, last night was great. Dude, Cam Patterson was in town. He was headlining Hilarities. He came over and did a guest spot. Fucking crushed. We had like this guy who was like one of those amazing hecklers where it's like he doesn't mean to talk, but then he's like, I can't stop drinking beer and I build railroads. So when I got on the stage, I sang him, I've been working on the railroad all the live long day, which isn't true, but for him it was. Just to pass the time away, why is that dog barking at me? This is a public spot. It's just a big labradoodle, so I won't get shot by the dog. Yeah, when are dogs going to get guns? Are dogs getting close to getting guns? I think it's not far off before we're just giving dogs guns. I'll take them having guns over there barking at nothing. Wouldn't you? But look at that goddamn city. I've had so much fun in Cleveland in the past. My best friend in the world, Chris Briggs, he used to, back in the day, not anymore, but back in the day, loved the Cleveland Browns. So I was coming through and it was snowing. I don't remember why I was here. Don't remember if I was leaving town or whatever. Had a rental car, I believe, at the time. Don't have good luck with cars. Parked the car. And I was like, I'm going to get a good-ass picture of the stadium for Chris. It was snowing at the time. A beautiful shot of the stadium with snow. So I literally get out of my car, run around like the corner to take a picture of that stadium over there. And I come back, and there is a ticket on my car. When I had parked, there was not another car in sight. I was the only tracks, and I know they say check next to you for Jesus's. They weren't there. It was just mine. And when I got back, there was a ticket on my car, and I looked around, and there were no footprints coming to or away from my car. So that means that the person who gave me a ticket either fit perfectly in my footprints, which means they got tiny little teeny feet, or an angel gave me a ticket. Who knows? And I like that when that happened, I literally looked around and I went like this. I was like, because there literally wasn't a car. Everything was closed. It was snow. There was nothing open at that time. And I know that they were watching me and being like, he'll never pay that fucking ticket. Godspeed. They say Godspeed, but does Godspeed, would Godspeed? I think it was probably speedy if you built the earth in a week. That's crazy. Because also, when people are like, yeah, he's God, then build it like that. Isn't that way cooler? And I know someone's probably going to know a Bible thing that's like, that's actually what 7 days meant in the eyes of God. But it's funnier to think about God waking up on Monday and being like, you know what? I haven't literally done anything ever of all time of nothing. I've never done anything at once, and there's been nothing at all. Don't even know how I'm having these thoughts. I know. What if I create a world? And he works all day. It's like a 12-hour day for sure. Pulls a 12-hour day. And then he's yawning because he's got it. It sounds like he had to rest because we'll get to that. But then he laid down on Monday and then woke up on Tuesday. And he wasn't even like, he didn't even put the universe in a closet and it was like, I'll figure that project out later. He's like, you know what? He saw it on his kitchen table. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to keep working on that. I was a little fucked up last night when I was working on it, but I'm going to do it a little longer. So he starts to build it, make a little bit more earth, a little bit more universe, builds it all on Monday as much as he can, then wakes up on Tuesday and he still wants to make more. And then he does it. And then that night he works even longer, a 14-hour day, but he's like, I do have to rest because, you know, I got to finish and see what... And then Wednesday was hump day, and he's like, man, working hard or hardly working, talking to himself at a business that he started, the universe. And then on Thursday wakes up, and he's like, oh, man, what are you guys doing for the weekend? Talking to just animals, because I think he made those on Wednesday or whatever. I think he made animals on Wednesday, and then he made water... No, it was water on Wednesday. Which, good thing he did. Because on Thursday he made animals, and I don't think he knew that they needed water. They were like, man, we're pretty thirsty. And God was like, oh, shit. They're like, wow, this guy's all-knowing. Didn't know that. And I don't want to get into my bit of my act. And then he makes Adam, which he made him straight. But I don't know if you guys know, God is gay. I'm just a little bit of my bit. God invented dicks. That's fucking gay. If your best friend was like, I invented dicks and that nothing existed, you'd be like, that's a little gay. Look at these little balls I made for this. They hurt when you do that. I made that last night. And on the third day, he rose again in fulfillment of the scriptures. I know we're talking about his son now. I don't want to get ahead when Disney bought the rights to the Bible. That is what happened. The Bible was made, and apparently the Old Testament, I don't remember, that's when all the crazy shit happened. The New Testament is Jesus. And that was like, the old ones are like, my dad's trying to kill me. And then the new ones are like, I'm Mrs. Skywalker. And everyone's like, oh, fuck. So, back when they made movies first, there was no video camera. I can't do that bit. Anyway, so... But yeah, so then on Thursday, and he makes the world, and on Friday, and then on Saturday, he puts the finishing touches. I wish on that day he would have, like, checked and went through, and he's like, maybe let's get rid of, like, ticks and cicadas and the idea that farts could at any point become shit in your pants. Those 3 things would have been nice for God to fix. But yeah, then he made the whole earth. And then on Sunday, he rested. The guy who made the whole universe and everything rested. And there's still videos of guys out. I bet there were other gods that were like, and I grind, and I make one in a week, and then I start a universe the very next fucking week because I'm one of the gods. Yeah, growing up and believing in one god sucks. It's way cooler to be like there's many gods. There's a water god. There's a pissing god. My pee burns. That's because piss god's mad at you. You don't want to anger piss god. I angered shit god last night eating White Castles. What you crave. I need to come up with a log line for my show. Discombobulated. Did you turn it off yet? That hurt. The back of my teeth and my soul. Oop, the wave's coming in. Did you see that hit my phone? Hey, back off, buddy. She's mine. Oh, this is a cool... Okay, so this happened in Cleveland, Ohio. This happened. I don't remember my original point what I was talking about. So Cleveland, Ohio, I've been here many times. Auditioned for JFL here. Came out to this very water and was like, you're going to come back here. And at that time, you're going to have a pretty low-tier podcast. But one of my favorite trips to Cleveland, Ohio is, I don't know if you guys know, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's here. Where's it at? Let me see that little fucker. I know it's that way. I think it's on the other side of the football arena, I think. But it's like a big triangle. And I went there. Oh, yeah. Bob went to the Hall of Fame. And I don't know if you guys know rock and roll, but it's all about being hardcore. And when I went there, I broke the fucking escalator. I was just going up and I got to the top and my foot got caught at the corner of the stairs where it starts to like go down. My foot was standing there and as it went down, it grabbed it. And I just kind of pushed real hard and kicked back. And I didn't know you could do this, but I stopped the escalator. I went, come on. And everyone's like, ah! And I remember I turned around and I was like in the Pink Floyd section. And I was like, did I do that? And everyone was like, what the hell happened? I was like, I don't know. Probably some big fat guy got on there or whatever. But, yeah, isn't that pretty cool? And then you're like, well, why are you talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? That, it's like I went to the stuff. I looked around. It was neat. But I don't know if you guys know my favorite band is Story of the Year. Do I talk about it every episode? Yeah. And when I went there, I had heard word that they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My favorite band not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? How can it be? But I didn't even want to believe it. I still kept searching. I still kept looking around. Being like, they're here somewhere. And his fate would happen. Is this my fate? He asked them. There's an alternative press magazine I grew up with. It's called AP Press, Alternative Press Magazine. They had a little thing in there, an AP exhibit, and I walk in and they have all these fucking magazines on the wall. All these photos of the different magazines that they've had over the years and the people who have been on the AP cover. And who's been on the cover? Oh, fucking yeah. Story of the Year. So right by an outlet socket. Definitely down low, and I took a photo of it. Is an alternative press. Dan was from Story of the Year. I think it's when he had his sick-ass mohawk. And Story of the Year. And they were there. I saw them at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Might have even been asking someone at the time. I was like, are they there? And someone with pretty good knowledge of it said, no, there's no way they're there. Story of the Year's not at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I'll tell you what, I saw him. So if you're me, you got the best luck, and you can even bring anything into fruition. You can bring any fate into the real world, including having your favorite band actually be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. When someone said they were not, they were. I'm getting fucking hot out here. And I put on sunscreen, but I can still feel my legaroonies frying. My legaroonies are getting all fried up. I said it's Friday night, and the boys are playing the wet games. I don't remember the words to that song. Oh, boy. Got another show tonight in Cleveland, and then we're going on the road. Probably back home. I was actually going to go to New Jersey and New York. I was going to make a little trip, go see some friends, go hang out. Just just show up. But my car is going, it's making a lot of sounds. So I'm going to think about it tonight or tomorrow and see if I should really do that. Bob, well, maybe you should go home. You got to work. Well, I can't work. My car doesn't work. You ever think of that? You ever think to go out and do shows, I need a car to work? Bob, you could rent a flying vehicle. I could. But I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep trucking away, not flying anywhere. I will fly soon. I would actually like to fly really soon. Is that a tick on me? Is that a tick? No, but it is in my hair and I don't like it. Oh, White. Cleveland, Ohio, you dirty bitch. You've given me tickets. You've shown me my favorite band. We've had shows. We've had woes. And everyone knows that this is discombobulated. I have to make sure. I just feel like, since I can't see if it's recording, at any point it might stop recording. And I know that I feel like I'm going to mess one of these things up. Just one part of it. Just a little guy. Just a little guy. Yep, that's the cover photo. Just took it. My guest today, coming all the way from Canada in Lake Erie. Hey, did you guys just get in? Hey, how was your flight in from Canada? That's crazy. I guess it is not by air, but by sea. I didn't see you coming. It's like a pun. Yes, Mr. Ocean. Why do I keep calling it the ocean? I took a girlfriend one time to the ocean for her very first time, and I was like, you should probably get your feet in it. And she was like, it's a little cold. I don't really want to get too much farther out there. But she kind of dipped her feet in. Then later, we realized she had never been to the ocean. She had only been to the Gulf of Mexico. So she was like, I guess I should have gotten in the water and enjoyed it a little bit more. And I'm like, that's just life, isn't it? Like, I enjoy life so much that I fuck it up. I'll drive cars and the car's like, all right. Can you take it easy on me, buddy? I can't breathe down here. I'm trying to do everything you need, mister. But I can tell you what. Even my car's fed up with me. Like, I take it in and it's like, I guarantee you, my car that has to listen to my thoughts, me rant, punch the steering wheel when I'm listening to the story of the year. Every once in a while, my car goes into the shop, and I don't even think it gets worked on. I think they just put it on the lift, flip it upside down, and it lays in that little fucking therapist couch, and it's just like, sometimes when I'm with him, I just feel like he doesn't even care about me. It's just all pedal to the metal. He just pushes on me. You know, he doesn't even use my brakes. You know, he's never even used my brakes one time. I would love if he would just push on my fucking brakes. Have you ever asked him to push on your brakes? I'm a car. I tried to ask him. I tried to go, but he just didn't listen. Well, maybe the next time you're with him, you could try to bring it up lightly. And I didn't hear it. I just turned up my radio and just kept driving. Well, maybe what you guys could do is you guys could just go for a long drive. That's the equivalent of me telling you, you should just let your wife have sex with you and just do it how she wants. Because when he drives me, it's just pedal to the metal, no brakes, spilling in me all the time. I got so much coffee in my floorboards, I could open up a Starbucks. I got so much chips in my cracks, you could call me the end of a bag of chips. When you flip me upside down, didn't you see all those chips fly in your mouth? That's just an old car to therapist flip upside down joke. That's all that was. A wave comes, takes me away. Take it away. Oh, goddamn. Where am I going to go eat? I think that's what's going on right now, is I'm unbelievably hungry. Because I'm actually getting on the habit again of trying to eat earlier in the day instead of doing what I do, which is twice throughout the day. I'll be like, why does my brain hurt? And I feel like I'm going to throw up. My mouth keeps getting watery. And it's my body talking to me that I also don't listen to, much like my car. My body's like, hey, can we get some food? And I'm like, what? And my body's like, can we get some food? I'm like, huh? And then by the end of the night, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, you guys want some food? And they're like, yes. And because they've been sending in their order all day, I see all of it and I'm like, oh, okay, you want nutrients? You want protein? You want get some vitamins in there? Okay. All right, well, the best I can do is an entire pizza and then you go right to bed. Okay. Same problem tomorrow? Great. But now I'm trying to eat earlier. Last station I ate, the last night I ate at a gas station yesterday, daytime. Because I normally eat there at night. I got what I was about to say was a healthy meal from there. I got one of those fancy, what's a charcuterie board, but from a gas station? Gross. So I'm eating one of those. I got that. I had like a little protein bar with yogurt inside, orange juice, and something else. But to me, that was a healthy gas station stop. Oh, I think some nuts. I think I ate some nuts. And then I ate all of that healthy-ass food, in my opinion, from a gas station. Felt so good. And then last night, we went to undo all of that. There's a place, what is it called? My Friends? There's a place in Cleveland called My Friends. We had a place in St. Louis that I loved. It was called Uncle Bill's. Still there, but it used to be open 24 hours. The best place. It's like a Denny's, but it's local to you, you know, or whatever. And it's like kind of overpriced. And it's like everyone's a little over it to be there. But if you joke with them in the right way, they're on your side. So whenever we would go there, it was so fun. But the place we went to last night kind of reminded me of it. But they would serve alcohol there too, and I've never seen a place like that. It was almost 2 a.m. before they stopped serving alcohol, and I could see a child eating with his family while they're drinking wine and eating omelets, and our table doing something very similar. I think it was called My Friends or something, but I fucking swear to God, I hope we go there again tonight. That's probably my favorite place, and if I ever come through Cleveland, I'm going there. I know everyone's always like, you gotta go here, you gotta go there, but last night, Connor and Grace, the people who run the show and took great care of me, that's where they said to eat, and God damn it if we didn't do the shit out of that and have the time of our lives. It was the best time of all time. Just look at that view. How pretty is it? I'm gonna eat you. Oh, man. I don't think if you're still listening, I think you probably can tell I'm stressed out. I'm on the road. My car's fucked up. I've had a lot of other things, problems that you probably have too. We all have these problems, but mine is that I can't physically move my stuff to the city I go in because I'm either working on the road or my car isn't working. And when it does get fixed, it's not working enough to give me confidence to book more shows on the road. You see my problem? So that's my problem today, and I think if I'm being honest, I keep trying to be silly, and I get caught up in my own thoughts, and how do you do that? Because sometimes I'll be working through my thoughts, but you have to, know it, and then sometimes you get caught up in your thoughts, but you try to pretend that that's not happening. And then I got bad news yesterday. You get that bad news where you're on the road and someone calls and says that, yes, maybe someone a loved one might be in the hospital and they might not make it out. That's also hard. And then they say call him, but he can't breathe very well or talk, so that wasn't good for anybody. And I'm not laughing because of that. I'm laughing because that's the only thing I can do to deal with that. And I don't know if you guys do too, but trying to be like, I love you, possibly for the last time, and they're like, And you're like, what did you just say? I feel bad. Let's just be honest. What else is there to do? I literally get on the phone and I was like, how are you? I love you. What's like, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's also uncomfortable for me. I go, what's going on? I said, what's going on? What are you up to? Man, did you see in the news? That's what I hate about it, is that people do that shit. They'll be like, they just want to talk about all bullshit. I'm like, I'd rather talk about real stuff. And then something real like this happens, and no one around knows how to talk about it. So then you just got to fucking dip your toes in the water and just talk to a person who might be taking some of their last breaths, unfortunately, on the phone with a more distant, we're not even blood related. And I told him, I said, I love you, and I hope I get to hear your voice or talk to you later, tomorrow. And I knew that might not even be true, you know? But I still, you know, that's all you can do. That's right. You just kind of truck through moments. And I still got off the phone with him, and I was like, I hope that wasn't rude. I was like, I hope he's not talking to someone being like, that's rude. That guy was rude as fuck. Oh, man. I'm crying at the beach. Fuck. Anyway. Not anyway, but, you know, I got to say my goodbye and possibly, you know, might not be, hopefully not, but you never know. Did not look good. Didn't sound good either. But I got to hear one more I love you, and I got to, you know, talk to him, and life's complicated, and then it ends. And then you talk on the phone with people who have different ideas, and it's weird that if you're like an atheist or an agnostic, you don't get the respect that other people get with being like Christian or whatever, and they're like, and he's still with us, and then you'll be like, are we talking about his atoms? Are you talking about his molecules? But no, I don't know shit either. Maybe he is still with us. Literally. But also maybe people could be with you after they die, which is creepy as fuck. Isn't that creepy? And there's nothing else I can do or think about but to say that like there might be something weird or creepy going on. And just now I just have to say this. There are some like flies by the beach, whatever these things are called. And just now when I was watching them, they were like spinning in a beautiful way. So I don't really like that. I don't know if that's God talking to me. I don't really enjoy that. It's hard to not believe in him when he'll be like doing stuff cute in front of you. You're like trying not to look and laugh. You're like, shut up, I'm not talking to you right now. God, I'm not talking to you, no. Did you just make all those flies do a little dance for me? I don't care. No. God's gay and not real. Oh, and now the flies are back. They eat me. That would be funny if they ate me to death and someone watching this left. The only one person watching it's like, I'm going to go to church. But yeah, people don't respect that. If someone like, if I'm on the phone with someone and they're talking about that, like they're still with us, I'm like, okay. And it's not like I don't believe them. I'm just like listening, and that's not my belief. But if I'm like, yeah, they died and that's it, they're done, there's nothing else right there, everyone's like, you can't say shit like that. Oh, Bob, you can't say fucking shit like that. But I did, and I do, and I try. Dude, these little flies, I just had the idea of going like this and letting him... Well, you'll let a butterfly do that, but there's certain things that aren't sit on your finger worthy, and they do fly, and I think a fly is one of them. Like, no one ever lets a fly land on their... Hi, little guy. What are you doing? Anyway, but... Yep. I don't want to say his name on here. I don't know why. But he's sweet. He was nice to me. Not always. No one is. No one's perfect. But I grew up with this guy. I grew up knowing this guy, and I hope that everything is okay. But it was a very rough, hard day, and I think I'm just in sorts, and I'm feeling myself. So that's why I came to talk to you. at the bitch. Let's just have we've never done this on the podcast. We're almost done with the pod. Why don't we just have a moment together? The fucking ocean. Let's just let's like legit. Yeah, we're just going to breathe. We're just going to breathe in it. And I'm going to try to be real and not while I'm looking away the whole time be like my silhouette's still on the camera. But let's just have a moment. This episode is sponsored to you by Bob's Out of Ideas at the end of the podcast. What if that is the only reason we like enjoy like sunsets and skylines and everything like that is because when you were probably with someone in our DNA when we were always with an elder or something like that, they just didn't know what to say or how to answer or anything like that. So they just wanted us to shut up and they could just be by themselves and they would just be like, would you look at that? Isn't that beautiful? And then while they're doing that, they're like, Jesus Christ, where are we going to eat next? I don't know if this kid's going to die with me. I don't know. Oh. Can I eat that thing? Or what is that thing? Like, that's what they basically used to have to do. And I feel like this is the Roku City screensaver. Just, are we going to die? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I got to go find us some more things to eat. Were there vegans back in the day? You're starving and someone kills it and you're like, all right. And they're like, yeah, we don't even know why you're doing that. Like, it would make sense if we were farming these things. And they go, what does that mean? They're like, we don't know. But it's just how it is. What a fun moment. I definitely tried to be in the moment. Came out of it like 2 or 3 times. How many times did you come out of it? Oh, look at that beautiful bird. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Actually, it's not. It's afternoon. That bird just went into those rocks. Okay, there he came back out of the rocks to say hi. I thought that bird lived in the rocks. Never seen a bird live in the rocks. Boom, 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 down, dum, bum. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Look at all these flies. They're flying in my hand. Are you God? All right. That's obviously the podcast. And it's been so much fun talking to you. Thank you so much. Have good moments if you can have them. And right now, if I think about your problems, I don't give a fuck about them. So I'm going to try to think that way about mine and pretend that I have none and just enjoy the rest of my day. Goodbye. That's the pod. Good night. Bye-bye. I almost